Hello. Welcome to a brand new video series. Something that I've never really done before, but this is going to be a Pokémon Emerald Forever Save, which if you don't know what a Forever Save is, it's a pretty basic concept. Basically, you just start a save in any Pokemon game with the intention of never deleting it and doing some sort of completionist task or setting yourself goals and trying to meet them, usually with like post-game or end-game content in mind. Although the Forever Save is not exactly an original concept, I do like to shout out the people who inspired me, so I'm going to give a shout out to Retro Lever, who inspired me to do this after watching his Pokemon Emerald Forever Save video. So usually in a Forever Save video, you would play most of it off screen and then do like a catch-up video. I might end up doing that at some point, but for this first one I wanted to at least show me starting the game and me kind of talking about my goals for the series and just generally what I'll be doing, I guess. I also want to use these videos as a way to kind of catch up with the audience, talk about stuff I've been doing outside of YouTube, stuff that's coming up on the channel, other games I've been playing, and just like plans in general, stuff I don't usually get to talk about in other videos, or stuff I might not get a chance to talk about while I'm streaming, and not everyone gets the chance to watch the live stream. So yeah, we're doing this in Pokemon Emerald. I just recently picked up this boxed copy of Emerald. Very, very nice. Don't ask me how much it cost. And we are playing this on the cartridge on my Analog Pocket, you just can't see it. There it is. But yeah, a couple of reasons why I'm doing this in Emerald. 1, I'm a big Gen 3 shill. 2, I did have Emerald as a kid, but I don't really have too many like memories of it. I still mainly remember playing Ruby. And also Emerald is like the definitive version of Gen 3 as well. So yeah, that's it really. And also I just wanted an excuse to get it and make content out of it and justify the price. So yeah, let's start. So as well, this isn't going to be like a let's play or like a playthrough where I read all the dialogue. I will read a little bit every now and then, but my main goal for this series is just to play through the game at a slow pace, enjoy the game. I also want to show off a lot of like the events and stuff and like the physical aspects of Pokemon games, because that's what this channel's all about. And like some of the, you know, limited events and like how these games, these Gen 3 games can interact with games like on the GameCube and stuff like that. There will be episodes dedicated to that kind of stuff. I don't intend on trying to complete the Pokédex or anything, because that's quite the task in Emerald. But I will be trying to get a good number of Pokemon. I do have a couple of Pokemon that I really want to get on this episode. The music in Gen 3 never ceases to be nostalgic for me. When I had Pokemon Ruby as a kid, I would always like beat the Pokemon League and then just reset the game and start again. All this like early game music is very, very nostalgic. Also, we're just going to call ourselves Tomry. It's Tomry. Yes. Also, I hope people like this layout. I've tried to do it in a way where it's a bit interesting. And I've also got the physical guide here. I will be trying to use it every now and then. Trying to keep stuff physical. I am quite a big fan of the sprites in Emerald, how they changed them up just slightly to reflect the green theme of Emerald. And also, I will change this layout depending on the episode. These plushies and figures are relevant to this episode. Nostalgic time. We're moving in. Also, for people wondering as well, I'm sure people will be thinking, will I be doing any shiny hunting in this series? I won't say no, but right now I don't have any plans to. Because I just kind of want to focus on just playing the game rather than shiny hunting. Also, doing soft resets in Emerald is a pain because the RNG is broken, so I won't be going for a shiny starter. But I won't say no, I'll just say maybe. Maybe at some point I'll have an idea for a shiny hunt that seems reasonable in Emerald, and I might do it. But I don't have any plans right now. Also, it is 11:20. One thing that always kind of annoyed me about Gen 3 is we have the time mechanic, but there's no like day and night mechanic, even though Gen 2 had that. which is kind of annoying, because I feel like Gen 3 would have been really good with a day-night cycle. Also, look, we've got an orange GameCube, just like I do in real life. I have one of them. Also, obviously as well, I am playing this on physical vanilla version of Emerald, but I did consider playing this on Emerald Sea Glass, which is like a fan ROM of Pokemon Emerald with like a graphics overhaul and like a bunch of like quality of life features. Those games, like fan ROMs, they can't interact with like, you know, third-party game, not third-party games, but spin-off games, and like all the different physical things that I want the game to interact with, so I just went with the vanilla game. But I was very, very tempted. Also, we should check our trainer ID, see if we got something interesting. 55924, it's a pretty high one. I usually get like 2s and 3s. I've never really been one to roll for like new trainer IDs. It's never particularly interested me. I'm gonna go with the Cloud Frame, because that's the one that I always used to use as a kid. Also, as much as I do love the Gen 3 remakes, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, there's just something, again, just the nostalgia of the original games and the original sprites and music. Although, again, I do really love the remakes. I think they're both good in their own rights. So, if you know me, and you know my love for Gen 3, you know that I love all 3 of these starters. I obviously recently did a video where I shiny hunted all 3 of them. But if you really know me, you'll know that my favourite starter of Gen 3 and my favourite starter of all time is Mudkip. So that's who we're going to be going with. I do also have a Mudkip plush, but he's way too big to fit in this frame. Let's see if we got a shiny one. Who knows? No, we didn't. Professor Birch nearly got killed by this thing. By just a little Zigzagoon. This is an original. Is this an original? This might be a knockoff, but I've had it for a very long time, that little Zigzagoon figure. So now we've got to go. We've got Mudkip. So I am going to nickname. I don't plan on, again, I don't plan on completing the Pokédex. I'm just going to catch the Pokemon that I want. I don't have a team in mind right now, but I am going to try and name every Pokemon. I don't know, Peanut. We'll call him Peanut because I've got a bag of peanuts next to me. Also, I forgot to check the nature. Let's check Mudkip's nature. He is Jolly. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if the guide actually has the natures listed. Let me check. It'd be really cool if it... Oh, it does. It does. So Jolly... Here we go. It does actually have a thing of natures because I'm terrible with my natures. So Jolly is plus speed minus special attack. So we've got a pretty fast Mudkip. Yeah, here we go as well. We got the map of Hoenn, my second home. I would really love to visit the islands in Japan where Hoenn is kind of based off of, but I don't think we'll be able to do it on a Japan trip this year, but I would love to go there one day. But yeah, I will refer back to this guide every now and then, but I won't be like super heavily relying on it. Let's see if I get rinsed. So this isn't actually the first time I'm recording this. I did try to record this yesterday, but I ended up changing. I had a way different plan than I do today, and I just ended up scrapping it basically because I just wasn't enjoying it. So I decided to re-record this. And when I did this fight yesterday, I got absolutely rinsed. So let's see if we do any better today. We are supposed to be faster. Yeah, oh, you got a crit. But yeah, we got like absolutely rinsed yesterday. Did a lot better today. Also, for those of you wondering why I'm also playing on the Analog Pocket, even though my main criticism of the Analog Pocket was these big black bars when you play Game Boy Advance games, it's because it's the only, well, it's one of 2 Game Boy consoles that have a headphone jack so that I can capture the audio directly and you guys get a much cleaner, you know, direct sound from the game. It's a bit more pleasant for you watching. Right, let's get the Pokédex. And now the adventure begins. The only thing I want to catch on this first route is a Zigzagoon, so we shouldn't be here for too long. Because I don't think it's a super rare spawn, I think it's like uncommon. Get the running shoes. I always found these to be like, I don't know, everything about Gen 3, I don't know, I have so much nostalgia for Gen 3, just because like, even though, as I've said in the past if you watch my other videos, that I did play Gen 1 and Gen 2 as a kid. But Gen 3 was the first time they were, like, I owned the games, because the other games were my older brother's. So Gen 3 was the first time I had my own Game Boy, my own games. So, I don't know, I always just, it feels more special. Usually I am the kind of person to go into every house and like talk to every NPC in not just Pokemon games, but in any JRPGs. But I'm not going to do it in this town because I know for a fact that the NPCs don't have anything. They're all just like tutorial NPCs. Let me know as well. I really want to get these videos, like, I really want to get some discussions going in the comments. I really want people to talk about, like, well, like, do you have any forever saves? Do you have, like, some of your saves from when you were a kid? Would you do a forever save? If you were to do one, what game would you do it in? Because for me, I've talked about this many times, but I have little to none of my Pokemon games from when I was a kid. And I definitely don't have any of the save files, which is always something that, like, everyone else in the Pokemon and shiny hunting community seems to have a leg up over me. Everyone's always just like, oh yeah, I just got my childhood copy of, like, Pokemon Crystal and or like Pokemon Ruby. It's like, I really wish I kind of still had that stuff, but hopefully finding a Zigzagoon doesn't take too long. So I should probably talk about the things that I do want to catch in this episode. So I definitely want to get a Zigzagoon, as we mentioned. I want to get a Ralts. Gender doesn't matter with Ralts in Gen 3. I want to get a Wingull, obviously. And I would like to get a Shroomish as well. Shroomish probably going to be the most difficult. Oh no, Ralts. Is Ralts 5%? I think Ralts is 5%. But yesterday, when I was trying to catch some stuff on the other route when I did my first recording of this, I found more Ralts. I was trying to get a C-Dot, and it took me so long. It took me like 20 minutes to find a C-Dot. And I must have seen about 10 Ralts in the time it took me to find one C-Dot. Yeah, I don't know how long these episodes are going to be. They are going to be obviously heavily edited. I'm going to cut out all the fluff if there's like just me doing encounters with no talking. And as I say, as I go on, maybe I'll do some stuff off screen if it's like grinding or like really monotonous stuff. And then I will do that off screen. But at the start of every episode, I will catch you up on the stuff I have been doing. I also do plan on doing like a little journal for this. But I don't have a journal right now. But I plan on getting one and like kind of like writing in it the stuff I've been doing and kind of customizing it a bit. I've seen a few other people do journals and stuff, and I'm all about physical media and all that kind of stuff, so it's definitely something I really want to do. Again, like, yeah, I definitely had Emerald as a kid. Me and my younger brother had Emerald as a kid. If you've watched the Omega Ruby badge quest, you'll know during the Torkoal hunt, I did find my childhood copy of Emerald. In fact, I didn't want to show this off just yet because it's not finished, but I do have my childhood copy of Emerald, but it was absolutely destroyed when I found it. Like, it was completely corroded. And just recently, I sent it off to someone on Etsy to get it fixed. And they did actually manage to fix it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but inside there, that board is not an official Nintendo board. So they swapped all the chips and stuff off that board, the original board that was completely corroded. I'll put some pictures up. And they put it on an unofficial Nintendo board. And they did manage to get it to boot. They actually did manage to fix it. But when it arrived back to me, it wasn't booting again. But I think it's just because it was getting knocked around in the post and something's just come loose. So I am going to send it off again back to them, and they are going to have a look to see if they can fix it again. And I will also leave a link in the description to that Etsy store, because that guy, he brought that thing back from the dead. Like, completely back from the dead. And even he was convinced that he wasn't going to be able to fix it because the corrosion was just so bad. But he did do it. It's just a shame that I think it got damaged in the post or something. But yeah, we'll leave a link in the description to his Etsy store if you're in the UK and you have any damaged games or consoles. I believe he also does consoles. I did also consider, because as I said earlier, I did recently shiny hunt all 3 of the Gen 3 starters. I did consider, as a little bit of a, I don't know, just a little thing, I did consider trading all 3 of them over to this copy of Emerald and using them in my team. But I also really want to keep them as stage 1s, so I would have cloned them, which I would have been honest about, I would have been transparent about. But then it's like, in my mind, I was like, well, if you're going to clone them, you might as well just hunt them again. And I didn't want to hunt them again. And so I just decided not to. I just decided to keep it to Pokemon that I catch in this game or that are intended to go on this game. Like, I will later be doing... I'm going to be doing an episode about the Pokemon Channel Jirachi event. But that event only works with Ruby and Sapphire, so I will have to transfer the Jirachi to a copy of Ruby or Sapphire and then trade it to Emerald. Well, I mean, heck, that took a while, right? Zigzagoon time. Zigzagoon, one of my favourite Route 1 Pokemon. Always loved Zigzagoon, even when I was a small child. And I also do like Galarian Zigzagoon as well. I've shiny hunted both of them. Did the Zigzagoon for Ranch Week this time around, and the Galarian Zigzagoon was like 2 years ago now, I think. That was an easy catch. We're gonna call him... Is it a boy? Is it a bloke? It is a bloke. We're gonna call him Dadog. Even though he's not a dog. He's meant to be a Tanuki. On to Route 102. Let's do these trainer battles first, and then we will focus on getting a routes. So really, really want to get a Gardevoir. There's a couple of Pokemon I know that I really want to get for the team. So that's going to be a Gardevoir, a Flygon. I'm not actually too sure what else right now, but yeah, definitely I really want a Flygon and a Gardevoir at least. I was thinking Salamence, but there's kind of no point in getting Salamence if I'm getting Flygon. I will probably still get a Salamence. Like, there's certain Pokemon where it's like I've said, I'm not planning to complete the dex, but I do, like I've said, I absolutely love Gen 3. I love most of the Pokemon in Gen 3. So I do really want to just catch Pokemon even if I don't intend on using them. So like something like Bagon and then evolving it into a Salamence, even if I have Flygon, I do still really want to get a Salamence. One of the big selling points of Emerald, back in the day especially, is that it's much harder than Ruby and Sapphire, which I've never really found to be the case, unless you're doing the Battle Frontier, which is like the post game. Which again, I'm sure that's another question people will be asking is, do I plan on doing the Battle Frontier? I plan on at least giving it a go. I've never really been super into or good at like the competitive part of Pokemon. So I'll give it a go, but I don't know how far I'm gonna get. I also haven't talked about like my actual plans for this video, where this video is gonna end out. So I plan on getting all the Pokemon that I mentioned earlier. I plan on doing the first gym, and then I plan on heading over and doing the second gym as well. And then that's probably when that's probably where I'm going to end off the episode. And then I'll probably do a little bit of grinding off screen. Might do a little bit of the story off screen, because again, like, this isn't a let's play, this isn't like a playthrough. Any bits of the story that are going to be like egregiously long that I don't think will be very entertaining for the video, or I don't think I'll have enough stuff to talk about, I will kind of either do those off screen or like cut them out and stuff like that. Because again, this series is about me just playing the game and talking about stuff I've been doing. Oh, something I also really love to do is to do an episode on like secret bases. I used to be obsessed with the secret bases. I used to like buy all the plushies and like put them around just like my room in real life. Yeah, there's a secret base just outside of Forestry City that I always used to get. I always used to get that one. So I probably will end up doing that for this playthrough as well. So I'm going to heal first. Here in Petalburg City. I was always amazed by these reflections in the in Gen 3. And again, shout out to the Gen 3 remakes, because they actually do have a day-night cycle, and when it's nighttime, the reflections in the water of the night sky look really, really good. Okay, that did not take long at all. There was probably about 4 encounters. That was nowhere near as bad as Zigzagoon, and it's also a female routes as well. Let's just go for a tackle. Just do not want to knock this thing out. That should be good enough. Nice. So another thing the Emerald added was that little sparkle when you catch a Pokemon. Ralts, the feeling Pokemon. I also didn't read the Pokedex entry for Zigzagoon. Sorry about that. Ralts has the power to sense the emotions of people and Pokemon with the horns on its head. It takes cover if it senses hostility. Name. We're going to call it Pizza. These are all going to be food named, aren't they? Pizza. But this is going to be a permanent team member, is this Ralts? Let's check the natures. I guess Zigzagoon's nature doesn't really matter, but we'll check it anyway. Zigzagoon is hasty, and Ralts is naive. Hasty for Zigzagoon is plus speed minus attack, but no, plus speed minus defense, sorry, but it doesn't really matter because I don't intend on using Zigzagoon for anything other than HM stuff. And naive is plus speed minus special defense for Ralts. Again, I don't know if any of these are good or bad. The first time you ever see your dad in a Pokemon game, and I think it's also the last. Unless you count Gen 3 remakes. So this is a really, like, kind of weird shiny hunt that people like to do. Some people like to do, like, uncatchable shiny hunts, as it is already. But yeah, this, as far as I know for a fact that this Ralts can be shiny. I know that for a fact. And I also think that Wally's Zigzagoon can be shiny as well. Even though if he does catch a shiny Ralts or his Zigzagoon ends up being shiny, it won't be shiny for the rest of the game because he has a predetermined team. But yeah, I know for a fact the Ralts can be shiny. And I think the Zigzagoon can be shiny as well. I'm pretty sure. Also, while Wally's doing this, I'm going to put this on. Something that I've had on my shelf for a couple of years now. It's something I got from Japan, from Zen Market a while ago. I think it came with like a magazine. It's a Pokémon Emerald wristband. It's meant to be the wristband that the protagonists are wearing. So I'm going to put this on. So I feel like I'm the protagonist. I am now the Pokémon Emerald protagonist. I feel so cool, even though you can't see it in the shot. I guess there's probably a good chance as well to talk about, because like I said earlier, I want this series to be me chatting about stuff I've been doing. So obviously in terms of the channel itself, I'm recording this video right now. I do have a couple of other hunts that I'm doing, including the 14 different shiny hunt one that I've talked about a few times. I've actually caught the first of the 14. I do need to get back on with it, but I've been trying to get other videos done in the meantime because I can't just not have any videos until I've caught 14 different shinies. I've got my Fione hunt that I finished a week or so ago as of recording this. I'm doing another hunt for some Pika clones, which I phased on last time. And I do also have a couple of other... Obviously, I'm going to keep doing this series. I don't know how frequent the episodes are going to be. Probably basically just whenever I have the time or I feel like playing, like just playing the game. Or whenever I come up with a good enough idea of like what to do in the episode. Because I don't just want every episode to be like, oh, here's me catching some Pokemon and then we do the gym and then that's it. I do want each episode to kind of have a bit of a, like a little bit of a theme. But that's just of what I'm like with like filmmaking and videos and all that. So I don't know how frequent they're going to be, but there'll be at least one every month. I will try and do at least one every month. I also have another video I really want to do about my physical game collection, which I've lent quite a few games out, so I need to borrow those games back before I do the video. And it's probably going to be a very long video as well, because I have quite a lot of physical games. I thought about just doing it on Switch games, but I've got loads and like so many games on different consoles. And it's probably going to be a very long video because I am going to talk about quite a few of the games, like a little bit in depth. I still also want to think about how I want to film it because I want to kind of have a 2-camera setup as well. It's just going to be a pain to edit, but I feel like it's a video that a lot of people will like. People like, you know, collection videos, but physical games are a hot topic at the moment, so I felt like it would be a good idea to get that video done and out as quickly as possible. But other than that, those are the videos I've been working on. Oh, there we go. There's a Wingle. Pretty easy. But yeah, other than that, I have a couple of other ideas for videos and for shiny hunts. Just trying to get the ones that I've got going at the minute done. And I have also been playing some other stuff. I've been playing a couple of visual novels, but they're on hold at the minute. I kind of have like this toss-up between like I play visual novels for like ages, and then I play like Pokemon for ages, and then I play like other games for ages, and it usually is like month per month. Also, there's the Wingle. It makes its nest on a sheer cliff at the edge of the sea. It has trouble keeping its wings flapping in flight. Instead, it soars on updrafts, which you do actually see in some of the cutscenes in the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So I'm going to call this Wingle Brighton, because Brighton is famous for its extremely aggressive seagulls. And when we were at the Safari Week IRL, Ace, who's from Brighton, was talking about how much they hate seagulls and how much they hate Wingle, because obviously, like, they're from Brighton, they have to experience the Brighton seagulls every day. And this is like, when I got to Petalburg Woods yesterday, when I did my first recording, this was the point where I was like, oh, I don't really like what I'm doing with this video. I'm going to try again tomorrow. But I'm definitely feeling a lot better this time. I'm quite enjoying this. It's because yesterday I said oh yeah, I'm going to try and complete the decks. And then as I was trying to catch every Pokemon on every route, I was like, yeah, this isn't really for me. This isn't like the type of content I want to do. If you're making a video and you're not enjoying it, don't make it, or change the way you're making it. Don't just make it for the sake of it, or because you think like it'll do well, or like other people will like it more than you do, because at that point it's like, what's the point in doing it in the first place if you're not enjoying it? So yeah, this is the big thing about Emerald in terms of the story, is that Team Aqua and Team Magma are like your rivals, whereas obviously in Ruby your rival is Team Magma, and then in Sapphire your rival is Team Aqua. But in this you can get all 3 legendaries, but obviously the cover legendary is Rayquaza, which I didn't even know up until like, I don't know, maybe before I started shiny hunting, but not that long ago. I didn't even know you could get Rayquaza in Ruby and Sapphire. I never did it as a kid. But like I said earlier, like when I played the games as a kid, I would beat the Pokemon League and then immediately reset the game and just play it again. I never did any of the post-game. I've never really been one for post-game in any games, really, unless I really, really love the game. I guess my most recent memory of that would be like Xenoblade 3, where I did like everything, like nearly 100% of the game. It's the same with like, even like, you know, thinking about recently, like Pokemon related, Legends ZA. Obviously I did the post game because I kind of had to for the video, but I bought the DLC. I did one stream on it, and I have not touched it since. I have not touched it since it came out in December. I haven't heard great things about it. I'll probably go back to it eventually, but I'm not in a rush to do it. And even more recently, Pokopia, the Ditto game. That's the kind of game where it's all about the post-game. It's all about building and doing your own thing. But I beat the story. I think I played that game, I think probably about 40 hours in it. But like, again, once I'd beaten the story, I kind of just put it down. And I haven't really been back to it. So I do intend on getting the DLC and jumping back into it. I feel like it's a good excuse. Also, we didn't get the Shroomish. My whole point of... in fact, what we'll do is we'll do the first gym. Because just to mix it up a little bit. We'll do the first gym. Then we'll go and get the Shroomish. And then we'll head off to the second gym. Just so it's not like gym and then another gym. But yeah, also on the topic of like... videos and kind of doing things that you want to do. I do this all the time, especially with like badge quests. With badge quests, there is like a set of like community rules that you have to follow, and I never follow them. It's like, if I'm not enjoying something, then I'm just not gonna do it. And if you're not enjoying something, and it will reflect in the quality of the video. Like this Safari Week just gone, I wasn't comfortable, or like I didn't enjoy hunting with the physical consoles on the desk. So I switched to emulators because it was just way more comfortable for me to hunt. And had I not done that, I probably wouldn't have hunted anywhere near as much as I did. And obviously people probably have an idea of what a Forever Save should be, what your goals in it should be, and I guess like completing the decks and doing the Battle Frontier are like the big ones. But if those aren't things I'm particularly interested in doing, or at least maybe just interested in trying them, then that's all I'm going to do. There's plenty of other people out there who have done it who you can watch do it. I know people have an interest in seeing, you know, specific creators or like people that they really enjoy trying these things, but I don't know, some stuff's just not for me really. Brand new to Gen 3 double battles coming from Gen 1 and Gen 2 when I was a kid. And I thought it was the craziest thing ever. I think they advertise it on the back of the box. Oh no, they don't. They did on Ruby and Sapphire, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we're just gonna head straight to the gym. One of the easiest gyms. You can also avoid all the trainers if you really want, but I'm not going to do that. In terms of, yeah, I was talking earlier about stuff I've been playing. I have just recently, because on Tuesday, the Beast of Reincarnation came out. Oh, this is a double battle. I didn't even know that was a thing. See, I'm too used to Ruby and Sapphire. I have not played Emerald that much at all, and I'm pretty sure my Japanese Emerald that I got already had a save file on it, so I didn't bother redoing it. But yeah, Beast of Reincarnation, I've been playing that, the brand new Pokemon game. It's by Game Freak. Yeah, it's quite good. It's definitely got, like, I'm enjoying it, but it's definitely got its flaws. Like, it does quite a lot. It borrows quite a lot from a lot of different games, and it doesn't do any of them exceptionally well, but it does all of them just kind of okay. Like, I think the combat's really good. I think the combat really stands out. The story so far is interesting me, but it's slow, but I don't mind that. I don't mind a slow story. Graphically, art direction, it looks amazing. Performance on PS5 isn't great. It struggles to hit 60. It dips from like, you know, 40 to 50 sometimes. It doesn't get to a point where it's unplayable. There's just a lot of dips that just, they're just a bit annoying. I think the weakest part of the game is like the big boss fights, because you know, they're just not very good. The combat with like the casual, like general mobs or enemies are alright. I quite enjoy the combat. Like, at the start, I didn't know how I felt about it, but once you get your upgrades going and you kind of spec into one, like, type, like, one part of the combat, I have been quite enjoying it. But yeah, it's one of those games where it's like, it's good, and the buts are, like, they don't make it unplayable, but they definitely do affect your experience. But overall, I've been enjoying it. Like, it's not bad. It's nowhere near as bad as people are making out. I think some people... I think if you're... Even though I wouldn't describe it as a Souls-like, it's definitely more of a... like just a typical action RPG, something like Nier Automata. I feel like if you were really big into Souls-like and you went into it expecting a Souls-like, yeah, you probably would be very disappointed. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm a pretty casual Souls fan. I mean, I like Dark Souls 1 and that's about it, and I like Bloodborne, that's it. But yeah, it's good. I'm only about, like, a third of the way through the game. Also, it's time to face Roxanne. I'm only about a third of the way through the game, but... yeah, I'm enjoying it. The story definitely has me intrigued. I enjoy the combat. Really love the visuals. The voice acting's a bit odd, but I think that's just because the main character is meant to be, like, completely emotionless. But yeah, it's definitely one of those where I'd say, like, wait for a sale and wait for patches. And if you are going to get it on PC, because you probably get better performance and mods as well down the line. But it is good. It's got a, like... I really like the world. The world building is really interesting. It reminds me a lot, obviously I've seen a lot of people talk about, you know, Nier, and it does have a lot of Nier, yeah, even plot points with like the golems and stuff, and the humanity like putting the souls into golems is very, very similar to Nier. But it reminds me a lot of the Southern Reach series by Jeff Vandermeer, which if you don't know, it's a trilogy of books. The first one, Annihilation, was adapted into a movie. And I haven't seen a lot of people mention that. I haven't seen a lot of people mention, like, Jeff Vandermeer and the Southern Reach series, but it is very similar in terms of how the blight works in Beast of Reincarnation, which I'm fine with. I really love the Southern Reach series. But like I said, Beast of Reincarnation, it feels like a big mashup of lots of other things that do what it's trying to do a lot better. It just needed a bit more of a focus, I feel, and then it would have done a bit better with general reviewers. But it feels like a game where it's going to come out, people are going to bash on it, and obviously there's people bashing on it just because it's Game Freak. But it does have valid criticisms. It is not a perfect game. Peanut is evolving. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those where it's going to come out, it's going to be forgotten, and then in like a couple of years' time, people will be making videos about it, calling it a flawed gem or something like that. There you go, there's Marsh Tomp. But right now, I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10, like a very solid 7 out of 10. At the start, it was probably more of like a 6 or a 5, but now that I've kind of gotten to grips with the combat, it's definitely like a 7. The combat's very similar. Also, first badge. Stone badge. The combats are very similar to something like, well, not the combat, but the way the builds work. It's similar to Sekiro, where there are different weapons in Beast of Reincarnation, but in terms of their stats, they're not really all that different. It's more about the effects of the weapon and the attributes. And obviously you have different builds. You've got like ranged, you've got like your combos, and then the one I use is mainly the hair. Her hair can like extend into like these big vines, and I've been using that quite a lot. I find that that's quite fun. But it's one of those games where once you get going with getting good is how the combat progresses. Basically, is once you get better at the combat, the game becomes easier. It's not about upgrading your equipment really, although that is obviously an aspect. But yeah, that's my little rant about Beast of Reincarnation. Definitely nowhere near as bad as these, I hate to use the word, but these grifters online who don't actually play games are claiming. One of the biggest complaints as well is the story pacing, like the cutscenes are too long and that the story's too slow. I think people just don't have an attention span anymore because it's really not that bad. And like, I don't mind a slow story, I don't mind the slow burn. I mean, one of my favourite films of all time is Blade Runner 2049, and that's an extremely long and drawn out film. Yeah, other than that, in terms of what I've been playing, that's about it really. Hasn't really been too much coming out. I mean, I keep buying games. I mean, like older games, I guess. Like, I've got like a huge collection of like 360 games. I've barely played any of them. Not too sure what's coming out. Oh yeah, I have also ordered the Blue Reflection quadrilogy, I guess you could call it. It's like all 4 Blue Reflection games in one package, which was only 50 quid, which is a pretty bloody good deal for 4 like massive JRPGs. Blue Reflection is like a spin-off of the Atelier series, if people know that. It's had 2 games, and it had an anime and a mobile game, and they've adapted the anime and the mobile game into 2 other games, like 2 other proper games. And yeah, they recently released all 4 of them on like one package, which is really, really cool. I really wish Square Enix would do that for Near Reincarnation. Give me the Devon goods. So I'm going to take this letter to Steven. Big man Steve. Right, let's go and get this shroomish. Ooh, Brendan's here. Hello. Yeah, Marshtop's very overleveled. Like I've said, I am going to take some time to level up everyone else off screen, don't worry. Also, I love the sound effects of the puddles. I always loved that as a kid. There we go, there's our shroomish. Now, I really don't want to attack this thing. So I think... Oh! Okay. That's perfect. You can use Absorb. That's all good. I don't know why I'm so stressed as if I'm about to lose a shiny. Right, we'll go for a Great Ball. Ooh. Go for a Great Ball. Hopefully it catches. Nice. Right. We're going to call this Shroomish. Actually, let's read its Pokedex. It loves to eat damp, composted soil in forests. If you enter a forest after a long rain, you can see many shroomish feasting on composted soil. We're going to call this shroomish, we're going to call it chippy, because we're getting a chippy. And we're going to call it this whole just food-based. I just love the comparison between this animation and the animation you get in the remakes. Oh, stop ringing me! So technically you don't actually have to do this gym right now, you just have to deliver the letter and then you can go on to the next town, which I always forget the name of, but it's the one with like the best music. But we are just going to do the gym. And I'm also going to grab the old rod while we're here, if it's still in the same place in this game as it is in Ruby Sapphire, which I think it's this house. Oh, here we go, this is the guy. Right, let's get this second gym done. So this gym layout, I believe, is a bit different from Ruby Sapphire, as the previous one was. I wonder if there's a map in the guide, actually. Yes, there is actually a map in the guide, but I'm going to do the cheese strat. I'm just going to skip every trainer. There we go. Thank you very much, guide. Getting that speed down. Karate chop. I also don't have any potions. Oh, why do they have super potions? It's the second gym. I was going to say I don't have any potions, so this is probably a bad idea. Stop using the same thing over and over and over and over. Do something else. Yeah, unless we get really lucky with these confusions, we are not going to win this, I feel. We need to get really lucky with these confusions. Oh, he's going to use super potion. So close. No. Oh, yeah, not very effective one-shots. I mean, it is only level 6. God damn it. Right. I am probably going to have to grind. I'm only on the second gym. Although, I probably should be grinding anyway. I think I should probably level up routes. But I know this is a pre-recorded video, but I'm probably going to have to end it there because I've got other things I need to do, and also my food's nearly here and I want to eat food. So I am going to blue ball you a little bit with this episode. I guess we won't be doing the second gym this time around. I'm very, very sorry to blue ball you, but I guess it's taught me a lesson, hasn't it? I should not underestimate this game. It's definitely not as much of a cakewalk as Ruby Sapphire. So yeah, what I'm going to do, just to save you the boredom and to give you something to look forward to next time, I'm going to go away now. I probably am going to do those trainers in the gym. I'm going to grind. I'm probably going to level up Ralts, because that confusion and those psychic moves are going to come in clutch for this gym. And then next time we'll start by doing the second gym, and then we'll probably do the third gym. We might do a little bit of the contest hall as well. Yeah, I'll figure out some stuff for next time, as well as some catching targets as well. But yeah, again, I'm sorry to blue ball you on this one. I'm really, really, really sorry. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Enjoyed it much more than my previous attempt at recording this series. But yeah, if you have enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe so you'll be notified. And hit the bell, I never say that. Hit the bell and you'll be notified when a new video and a new episode of this series comes out. The next episode of this will probably be sooner rather than later, because we are still in the early stages of the game, and it'll be quite easy for me to work out something to make the video interesting. And if you would like to support the channel directly, consider becoming a channel member. It's only $1.99 a month. You get a ton of channel member benefits, including your name shout out at the end of the video, like these legends on screen right now. And you also get some emotes, and you get videos 1 to 2 days early. I did that completely out of order, as I usually do. But yeah, thank you for watching again. Let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed this. What would you like to see me do as part of this forever save? Have you got a forever save? Have you got saves from your childhood? What game would you do a forever save in? Just like get the conversation going. Let me know what like hunts you're doing. Let me know what you've been up to. That's kind of what this series is all about. I want it to be like a catch-up series, as well as, you know, obviously doing all the stuff I want to do in this, throughout this, I want to say quest, throughout this forever save. But yeah, thank you very much for watching again. I'm sorry for ending it on a bit of a lackluster note, but I imagine it was probably very funny getting my ass handed to me by the second gym. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day, or night, or wherever you are. Bye-bye. Bye-bye from Brighton the Wingle.